So if you could imagine a hippo in the Nile, but now the hippo can't get his feet on the ground. So it's a very buoyant, wobbly hippo. Hey guys, we're back with Moto Stories with Unkie Phil and my friend
Iscar.
And we have been having some fun. And our summer has been an epic summer despite that whole Corona thing. So, and we didn't get coronavirus. No, we're still clean.
Nope.
So you guys, just letting you know, we're okay. The cards and letters, I appreciate that. That was awesome. But despite all the fun we were having, we did manage to make sure that we were in a very, very, I'd say our bubble was pretty secure. I felt pretty secure about our bubble. So one of the big trips that we did this year that we recommend for everybody is we went to Denver.
Oh yeah.
And it was really, really fun. And we took a really long trip to Denver. So I think ultimately, what was it? Ended up being 6 days or 7 days.
Yeah, you're right. Actually,
yeah, it was a good trip.
Yep.
And so we went there via Ford Econoline. If you're flying the friendly skies, it's not Ford Econoline. But I have a Ford Econoline E350 that has no seats in it except for the front ones.
Yep.
And we'd thrown the bikes in the back. And
we have 4 bikes, right?
We did. So we managed to somehow, in one Ford Econoline, put my full-size Vespa that's called Scoot Baca. There will be pictures of that, I'm sure. And then Oscar's classic Allstate. So his vintage Allstate was in there. We brought a buddy Scoot for my wife to ride when she got there, and we got tricked into transporting a dirt bike from AMA Vintage Days to Denver. By being tricked, I mean I might have had a drink in my hand and somebody said, "I'm going to Denver." And I said, "We're going to Denver." And she said, "Can you take a bike there for me?" And I said,
"Sure.
Why not?" You know, because I'm generous when I'm drunk. So that's most of AMA Vintage Days. And we did, and it was a blast. But going to Denver, the road trip to Denver, road trips are a blast any way you slice it. But with me, we try to make time. We try to keep the speedometer hovering in the 90s.
Oh yeah.
It's because that's when the best music was in the 90s. So we tend to run that way. And we stopped, did we stop in Lincoln, Nebraska? Because it's kind of like the big city in Nebraska.
I think so, yeah, on the way
It wasn't a big city, but it was bigger than the rest of Nebraska.
Mm-hmm.
How would you describe that first motel?
Oh, the sketchy one?
Hey,
oh my God.
That's a good start.
That's an understatement. We got concerned as soon as we saw the front, not even the back, the front of the building. The first floor was covered by cardboard and wood.
They had sheets of
random
plywood.
shit. Yeah.
And I think what happened was the first floor of the motel was a bar, and the bar didn't make it.
Maybe, but it still looks sketchy.
It looked sketchy as hell. And then we went around back because we realized there was no parking in the front of this particular shithole. So we went around to the back side, and it only got worse. And it was like, that's where they had their 3 beer signs.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, well, where the hell's because clearly it was the worst bar in Nebraska.
Yeah, there was a lady parked across like 3 lanes.
Yes.
Sideways.
Yep. Yeah. And she was literally door open, smoking meth.
Yeah.
Like, so she was like the welcome to the motel lady. So, and Oscar's like, I don't know, man. I don't think we should stay here.
We're not in Kansas anymore.
We were literally not in Kansas anymore. Had we stayed in Kansas, we probably would have had a better experience. Yeah. So I didn't even get out of the van. I canceled my reservation over the phone because what do they care?
Yeah.
You know, the only choice for a room there was meth or no meth. So we had vacated that desperate excuse for being a motel, and we went to a slightly less desperate excuse of a motel. And I'm gonna say if we were at a level 2 awful hotel, we managed to get maybe to a level 3 awful hotel. We didn't move the bar that much. It wasn't terrible, but it also still wasn't safe.
Yeah, because they actually did try to take one of the bikes the next morning.
Yeah, right. So in case you're wondering how we judge a sketchy motel, it's how many of the bikes they tried to steal off our van. And it turns out that hotel had 1 stolen bike off our van. They tried to steal our dirt bike that we had on the back of our van. And we came out, and it was funny. They had undone all the tie-down straps, but the one, like, would you call that a $9 lock?
Probably.
Yeah, probably a $9 lock.
Yeah.
It was about a $9 lock. And it was one of those ones where you can set your own combination. Here's a little tip about my buddy Iscar. Iscar is a degenerate lock picker. He loves picking locks. And if you leave him alone with a lock for any period of time, a little set of tools will materialize out of his wallet.
It's a challenge.
He loves it. He's like, I'm sitting here and there's a lock. Like, you didn't tell me you were going to give me toys. And he does that everywhere we go. So this thing, I've seen Iscar get into this device in probably 35 to 45 seconds. I've seen him open one of these things in less time it takes for me to close it. And this thing was the only thing. This $9 stocking stuffer lock was the only thing that kept that dirt bike on the back of our rig.
Yep.
Even though we parked literally outside the window of the front office where the people that work there smoke. And they all smoke. Everybody there smokes. The dog going through the lobby was smoking. It's a smoking hotel. And it was hilarious that they tried to steal our bike. That was hilarious, but I'm thrilled it wasn't stolen. That was great. I'm also glad, check your straps before you drive away.
Oh, definitely.
Because all those straps that we had very carefully put on when we left Cleveland, all those straps were undone because they tried to steal the bike. Had we driven away at some point, that bike would have jumped off the rack and
that would have been really
made a
bad.
lot of noise chasing us down the freeway at 90 miles an hour. Would have been uncool.
Yeah.
But so back out, we arrived in Denver. Tell them about meeting our friend Amy. Because this could never have happened if we tried and we said, I'm gonna meet you somewhere. Tell them about that, because I'm still shocked that happened.
So we were driving, getting into Denver, and our friend Amy texts me and say, hey, can you guys pick me up at the train station, because the person that was supposed to pick me up bailed on me, had some other things to do. Can we meet somewhere? I was like, oh yeah, we're totally like, I don't know, 10, 15 minutes from...
Our friend is Corpus, and he's a legit,
Corpus,
he's a professional wrestler.
Yeah, great guy.
And he's a great, like the guy is a straight up, like if you've ever seen Mexican wrestling, this is one of those foils. He's one of those bad guys that when they come into town and they're all made up in the suits and everything. It's amazing. So John Corpus, here's to you. You're a fucking awesome human. But we got called in to pick up Amy.
Yeah.
And you know what it's like when somebody calls you to pick them up at the airport. You know it sucks. You know it's gonna be a giant pain in your ass. You hate it. I mean, we all say we'll do it. I'll pick you up at the airport. But we know it sucks. And if you haven't been to Denver, they keep their airport in Kansas. Like their airport is nowhere near Denver. It's the worst location for an airport ever. It's on the other side of the big mountain.
It's huge as hell, yeah.
It's terrible. Okay, go ahead, Iscar.
So yeah, she texts me, says, oh yeah, can you guys pick me up in this bus stop?
Yeah, train station.
Train station. I was like, sure, we'll be there. Just send me the address. Throw me the pin, because we thought that she was already there.
We figured she was already at a hotel. Yeah.
So she sent me the address or the location, put it on my map. I was like, okay, let's go. And we were like 10 minutes away, we'll be there. She's like, perfect.
Yeah.
We got to the parking area.
It was about 114 degrees.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It was
Super
scorching hot.
Yeah.
We don't see her as soon as we parked, and I was like, hey, where are you at? It was like, oh yeah, we're just I'm still on the train. I'll be there in like 2 minutes.
It was crazy.
Yep.
This cannot be used as an example. Don't let anyone fool you into thinking that I'm going to meet you, because what happened was a bullet that left Cleveland hit a bullet that left LA. And they hit each other in Denver, because that's exactly what happened. We did not have to wait 2 minutes for a friend to show up. And that was great, super cool. I love that. We managed to stay at a hotel where they said, we have to warn you, the upper floors get kind of hot in these 100+ degree temperatures.
And we were in the last floor.
And it was the only time in the history of ever getting a hotel where you're like, I'd like the top floor because it has a view of downtown.
Right.
And they're like, yes, please take the top floor. That's all we have is top floor. The only rooms we can give you is top floor. And you guys got bumped out of your suite somehow. They still never explained that.
We did get the suite, but eventually they were like, well, as soon as we tried to check in, they were like, oh, yeah, there was a mix-up. You're gonna get the top floor.
Yeah, so you got the top floor with the view instead of the suite.
With everybody else from the rally that stayed in that hotel, we're on the top floor.
On the top floor. So clearly they were just giving us the top floor rooms, which were about 1,000 degrees. Tip from your Unkie Phil, when you go into your hotel room, if it's 1,000 degrees in there, take all the towels, get them soaking wet, and hang them in front of the big windows. Over the curtain rod thing, hang them over that, because it turns out that the energy from the sun has to cook all the water out of those, the convection heating has to happen first. That's a tip, that will save you. That'll keep your hotel room nice and frosty. So, but our hotel room had a pool, and that was pivotal. and you're gonna do any cross-country travel, you're gonna be hanging out with your friends, if you don't have a room with a pool, you better get a room with a pool.
Party
because
Central.
That's it. Don't go to the party, have the party come to you. Yes, we were very happy to host the pre-rally for the Denver Mile High Mayhem Rally.
Yeah.
So, fantastic seeing all of our friends. I mean, all the friends from the West Coast come out to this thing. All of our Denver friends come out to this thing. But did you go on the big mountain ride?
Oh yeah.
You did, didn't you?
I did.
Yeah. And you went on, and what year is your bike?
1958.
1958.
With just a spring on the front.
And he went on the big mountain ride. The big mountain ride was fucking scary. Okay, guys?
Yep.
It's terrifying. I was riding a modern bike with real upgraded suspension and all kinds of money put into it. And I'm like, fuck, this is sketchy. And I look back, and here he is on a 1958, right?
With a spring in the front.
Yeah.
Carbureted.
And when he says spring in the front, that means in your normal motorcycle, you would have a damper.
A dampener, yeah.
Right? Like what they would call a shock absorber. Right. He has a fucking spring.
An
just
actual
a spring. It's
yeah.
just a spring. That's all it is. I've seen wheelbarrows with more suspension. Yeah. But true, I look back, and again, why did you say it had a carburetor?
Because of altitude.
Because fucking altitude. We started at a mile high.
Yeah.
So we started at a mile high, and we went up until we saw billy goats on oxygen. And we saw every kind of animal you could ever imagine wheezing up the side of a hill. And we're trying to ride bikes. He's riding a bike from the 50s.
Yeah.
And somehow hangs with us. Don't know how.
Barely made it. Actually,
it was a couple of times you had to be pushing.
It was kind of wheezing. I was like, oh my God, come on, baby. We're almost there. Just keep going.
So the guys had picked out a beautiful spot for us. I mean, a gorgeous spot. Yeah. A spot on the side of the mountain. You only had to go through about 4 miles of gravel road, because there's a sign that says pavement ends, which is the international symbol for turnaround city folk. And we didn't turn around, we're all stupid, and we kept going up the mountain, and it kept raining harder. Because it was raining sideways, it was miserable. Yeah. But it was cool. For the first time I was cool, I was happy to have the rain. My entire bike is covered in fur, which now means my bike was about 73 pounds heavier. You'll see pictures. But we get to the top of this thing, and they're so proud, and they line us up along the side of the road where a semi could come through and clean us all out, take us all down in one shot and not even know we were there. Visibility was about 18 feet. Oh, visibility was about 18 feet.
It was bad.
Which means the beautiful scenic backdrop of like whatever was behind us, we'll never know.
No.
I'm sure they chose that spot because the pictures would look awesome looking off into the distance.
If it wasn't raining.
The beautiful panoramic vista behind us. No, you could see about 19 feet. That was it. Even the guy taking the picture, you could barely make out the bikes. That's how shitty the view was. It was soup, man. It was soup. Then we had to drive down that motherfucker.
Yeah.
So driving up it, anybody's like, oh yeah, gravel's scary. Okay, try gravel downhill in the rain sideways. Because gravel downhill in the rain sideways,
it's fucking sketchy.
It's fucking sketchy. And they were like, okay, we understand. What we're gonna do is we're gonna let you guys go down one at a time. Mm-hmm. We're gonna let one bike go at a time. No crowding in on each other. No. They let the first 3 guys go down, and they happened to pick the 3 slowest guys in the entire group, I think, to lead, because what they ended up was we built a big accordion. And we made a big metal accordion from the top of the mountain to the bottom of the mountain. And every time it would get straight, the accordion would open up. And every time they'd throw a turn at us, the accordion would close. And you'd see 19 people trying to run right up the ass of the guy in front of them because nobody wants to lean on the handlebars.
Oh, no.
Nobody wants to go, okay, I'm going to divert my angle of attack even slightly.
Not at all.
Because it was like you'd think about slowing down your bike, it goes sideways. So super fun there. When we got back from that, there was an event.
Oh, yeah.
We met at Sportique, and the people that hadn't gone on that ride had designed a gymkhana.
A gymkhana, yeah.
Now, had it been the people who went on the ride, they would have gone easy on us on the fucking gymkhana. But they didn't, because they didn't go on the ride, and they had no idea it was on the ride. So the gymkhana was what they call a bike-eating gymkhana. And a bike-eating gymkhana is just one guy designed something that he can do stone sober on Sunday morning.
Made out of cinder blocks and...
Oh, teeter-totters that are over a cinder block. And by the way, when I say cinder block, you are picturing a wide cinder block sideways with a little piece of wood over it. No. Take that cinder block and make it vertical. So you take a vertical cinder block and then put the 2x10 across that. Because if you're gonna fall, you might as well at least fall from 1.5 feet up in the air and get proper hurt. So Yeah. So fuck you, Pablo, because that was a dick move. And you know, just because you're with Doctors Without Borders doesn't mean it's fun to watch your friends bleed, right? You're a bit of a jerk. We love you, but you're a jerk. So we watched the first guy go through this gymkhana, and he did like $9,000 damage to a $3,000 bike. Like, he hurt other people's bikes. Like, people who watched this shit were like, fuck, man, something just fell off my bike. The dude broke a cinder block with his bike.
Yeah, he did.
And his bike wasn't like some ratty Japanese thing. His bike was a 1959 Lambretta, which is like, to us, that's like fucking God, man. That's the cool bike everybody wants to have.
And that was the first guy.
It was guy number one. And I gotta tell you, I wanted to be I would already set myself up to be guy number two. Because I was like, fuck this, you know, I want to be early in the game. Yeah. I want to go while all the shit still works and it's not super sketchy and dangerous yet. I want to be early in the game. And they came up to me after he did that and they were like, no, your bike is too big, your bike is too heavy. We're putting you at the end. You are going to be cleanup. When everyone else has gone, then you're going to go on that heavy motherfucking bike. And I was like, well, now I'm fucked. Because I got to watch 11 more people eat shit in 9 more ways.
Well, but it wasn't raining when we were doing the gym, or you guys were doing the
gymkhana. It rained for me. It was dry for everyone else.
As the last guy started to get on his bike, then it started raining again.
It starts downpouring, like fucking hammering down rain. And I'm like, oh no, I gotta take a pass on this. Thank you, God, for looking out for me and pissing all over this event. Nope, sure as hell. No, Phil, you can do it. Unkie Phil's up next. And all of a sudden, 300 people remembered my name. All of a sudden, 300 people remembered where I parked my bike and pointed me to it and said, go, you're next. I have, gonna say, for watching 10 people do the gymkhana, my heart never dropped below 129 beats.
I totally believe
I needed 5 or 6 medicinal cocktails. I was fucking stressed, man, because every time I'd watch one of my friends do this, they'd eat shit. And it was like more spectacular than the last person.
Oh, yeah.
And so here I go, it's my turn. And I'm gonna say, I could have sucked the entire leather seat into my butt. I would never been so nervous. I took that thing surgically.
Yeah, you did?
When you watch it, it doesn't look dramatic. It looks very smooth, it looks very cool, it's very chill.
Are we gonna see this?
I think we'll have to link it in. Yeah, we'll link it in. There's video. Sleepy will put it in there for us.
Are we gonna get the backdrop just dropping right now?
Yeah.
Maybe putting the video?
Yeah, that's true. We'll bring that back. It's pretty rad. We like...
You guys still up in Colorado? Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm gonna raffle it, but about a year ago, he told me at P200, and I've been riding with a PSC.
Yeah!
But I've been riding with them a lot, and my small friend was cutting it. Yeah. So I raced at a P200 and we've been riding. And actually, I picked up that bike that was in the wall.
Nice! Ramp!
That's all right, man.
Woo! Okay. Get that ass in there. Watch out, watch out!
Get it, baby.
Oh, got it! Oh! Yeah!
But it's super smooth and it's very, like, to watch it, it's non-stressful. But trust me, I'm having the stress for y'all. You guys get to watch a smooth, clean gymkhana because I nearly shit myself 14 times. There's no question when we got done with that.
Oh, yeah.
And you guys met Dr. Waters, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Dr. Waters showed up. We got back to the rally. We got back to the scooter queue. Everything's cool. And I'm like, honey, I want to stay for the gymkhana. She's like, well, I want to go get some food. You know, she likes certain types of food. Yeah, I want to get some food. I said, well, I think you should stay for the gymkhana.
Oh.
And so she, you know, off she fucks. And she goes and finds delicious food. She comes back and we're all like done. And she goes, wow, that was great. How'd it go? And I was like, well, I almost won the Gymkhana. And she goes, what do you mean? You did? I was like, yeah, well, you didn't tell me you were going to do the Gymkhana. I was like, well, I always do the fucking Gymkhana. And she's like, well, I wouldn't have gone and got food. Here's something for you guys. If there's a way to make your wife owe you one, I recommend it. And that's a good way to make your wife owe you one. So compete in some reckless ass dangerous event. Don't let her know you're really gonna do it. And then when she comes back later, tell her you did it and you're not in the hospital. Because last time I did some reckless shit in Denver, that's how I got metal from my knee to my ankle, is reckless shit in Denver. I know what their hospital looks like.
With the same group of people.
With the exact same group of people. Exactly like straight up 20 years earlier, it was like the 20th anniversary of me blowing my leg up in Denver. Good times.
Yeah.
What do you want to add to the Denver shenanigans?
Well, I also did a really dangerous event right after you did that one, the slow race. So I took third place, so I'm
You took third place in the slow ride?
place on the slow ride, which is...
Was there a trophy for that?
I don't... Oh, yes, it was. Yes. Kyle?
Yeah, well done. Well done. Yeah, so... And then we proceeded to go back to a beautiful, beautiful club that led us there, and it was way too nice for us. And that was when we made Iscar here. We officially made Iscar into a Jedi Knight. And so Iscar, who has been mistaken for a Jedi Knight for the past
times.
10 or 15 years, everyone just sees him traveling with Jedis and just assumes he's a Jedi. And Jedi is the most fired up scooter club in the world by far, but we just kind of assumed that Iscar was a Jedi. We were wrong. So we had to make up for that. And we made up for it in grand fashion. There's also a video of Iscar being paddled by at least 25 of his closest friends in a tunnel. We should probably put that in somewhere here. We'll find that.
Hope there's no video of that.
There's got to be a video of that.
Assume the position.
Thank you, sir. May I have another? Thank you, sir. May I have another? Thank you, sir. May I have another?
So that was cool, but then we went to a lake on Sunday. And if you're going to have an event, always have a cool down day. For the people who come in from out of town, and they did what they called the Landlocked Yacht Club, did a lake on the Cherry Creek Reservoir in South Denver, which I thought was going to be a very small lake. It turns out it's a kind of a big lake, and they allow any amount of horsepowers. So you can have as much boat as you want to have. I say boat loosely.
Yeah.
Because one of our friends has got several vintage boats, basically things that puke oil into the water, right? And one of the raffle bikes was a boat. So you could buy raffle tickets and win a boat. When was the last time you had that at a motorcycle rally? Not that frequently, I can assure you. But they brought over this contraption that I can only call created by Satan himself. It's a Suzuki wet bike. And a Suzuki wet bike is what happened before somebody thought, jet skis. A jet ski is the solution to the wet bike. A wave runner is the solution to the jet ski. Because a jet ski you can eat shit on pretty easily. A wave runner, it's kind of hard to eat shit on. A wet bike, you eat shit while it's still on the trailer.
It kind of looks like a snowmobile, and you just rip the bottom half or the back half of it and just put turbine in there.
It's like a snowmobile if a snowmobile had sex with a giraffe. Because it's way too tall.
Sure, it is.
And so if you watch a James Bond movie, I think it might be Goldfinger or maybe, James Bond, Roger Moore comes onto the shore riding a wet bike. And that's how you know stuntmen don't get paid enough.
Oh, yeah.
Because you couldn't do that on this thing. The wet bike should just be considered to be a 2-stroke powered device for injecting jets of water up your rectum and going upside down at the worst possible moment. You can't really ride them. You just kind of point it in a direction, eventually nurse it up to it's on a plane, and then just hang on for dear life. Because if you attempt to change directions at all, you end up with water in you.
But it's easy to start it up and just get going,
it's really easy to start it up. It's super simple, barely an inconvenience. In fact, starting it up is a very simple process. You crawl onto it the way that you would mount a hippo. So if you could imagine a hippo in the Nile, but now the hippo can't get his feet on the ground. So it's a very buoyant, wobbly hippo. So the buoyant, wobbly hippo you're not allowed to mount it on the shore where you'd like to, because that would inject dirt into the impeller, apparently. Yep. Thank you, Scott. But no, after it looks like you're getting done to try and have carnal relations with a wet dog, you get on as long as you can, and then when you're finally on top of it, you press one button to choke it, another button to start it, and then with your third hand, you give it full throttle.
Yep.
And you give it full throttle, and eventually you hear a very submarine motor going, and when it goes, that's when you put your other hand on the handlebar, you get your weight as far back as you can, essentially standing up on the floorboards, and pray there's no children in front of you.
Dear life.
And hold on for dear fucking life. Because at any speed other than maximum, it basically goes upside down like a plane crash. There's no better way to put it. The one time I crashed, it ripped the seat off and my arm went into the flywheel. This is a devilish vehicle. So if you are a member of the Wet Bike Preservation Association, fuck you. Yeah, pretty much.
But don't worry, it was fucking hilarious being on the beach and watching that shit.
Oh my God.
It was fucking amazing.
There were 3 of us that managed to successfully ride it. There were 3 people, 9 tried.
Yeah,
3 people successfully rode it. 1 person became an expert. Our friend Jason Dietrich became an expert at wet bike. He's giving classes right now in LA. So they're paying him top dollar at his wet bike camp. So super fun, super cool. I did want to say that coming back, we did have another experience in Nebraska.
Oh.
Oscar, tell them about the world's least interesting gas station.
Oh, that one.
Yeah, that one.
The one where we saw aliens and a lot of ammo.
It was the biggest gun shop I've ever been in that was also a gas station.
And a casino.
And it was also a casino. Aside from having hookers in the bathrooms, I don't know if this could have been any more vice-rich.
I don't think they could put any more stuff in there.
What kills me is it wasn't on a native reservation or anything where you'd be like, oh, well, they can get away with some stuff here. No, it was straight up just Nebraska.
Yeah.
It was just Nebraska. It was like, enjoy our corn-filled gas, enjoy some alien-flavored marijuana, enjoy some guns and ammunition, and also while you're at it, make sure to hit the slots.
Yeah, because they had like the whole vaping area and all that.
It was an entire area of just
like
cannabis appreciation.
Yeah.
All the little aliens were holding buds and stuff like that. So that's our tip. The best thing about Nebraska is getting through it. Well done. We can recommend a restaurant called Ole's, O-L-E-S, like Ole Olesen.
Yep.
Go to Ole's because there's many dead animals hanging on the walls. We're not going to tell you the whole story because it goes on forever. But go to Ole's because that's the only thing in Nebraska that I think is actually worth stopping for. It's Ole's Steakhouse. And all right, so I think that's it for Denver. We had a great time.
Yeah.
I mean, if you have never traveled with us, don't. Stay at home, it's okay. Fly, we'll pick you up at the airport. I tell you, it's barely an inconvenience. It's not a big deal at all. Even if you hate it. You know what? Yeah, it's true. So with that, remember to check back in, subscribe, hit the little button at the bottom because we're gonna keep doing more and more and more of these, but we have more adventures we need to cover. And that's why he's here, because he's here to prove all the stuff really happened.
It actually did.
It really did. And there's stuff we're not even telling you about.
Oh, no.
Stuff we can't say. All right, man, ride fast and take chances. We're out of here.